Yes. Tantra is a word which has been misunderstood widely in the world. In the West these days, or also in the East, if you want to make any program successful, just make it Tantra. Tantra breathing, Tantra celebration, Tantra feeling. Just name Tantra and you will have big number of participants. And you can charge any amount, people are ready to pay. Because the whole humanity as a large is sexually unhealthy. Whole humanity. And most of the people are suppressed. What is the main reason of suppression? Sexual suppression. In ancient days, the marriage used to happen at the same time as the time was sexual maturity. Sexual maturity age is around 14 years. Around 14 years, female also start having menstruations and male also becomes sexually potent. And both are at the peak of sexual energy at the age of 18. 18 is the peak of their sexual energy. Then energy starts declining. So at the age of 18, any male can have multiple orgasms, 4, 5, 6, 7, up to 7 sexual orgasms he can have, a male can have. Female have multiple orgasms. But after 18, the male capacity starts declining. After 30, it starts declining very fast. Nowadays, because of the modern education system and economical pattern of society, we are pushing up marriage age forward. Just a century ago, or just 60, 70 years ago, marriage to happen in this part of the world at the same age, when there was an age of sexual maturity, 14 years. So, there was less chance of suppression. As soon as you have sexual urge, you have a partner. Now it is a crime to marry anybody below, in some country below 18, some country below 21. It is a legally crime. Legally allowed to marry after 18 or 21 years, but economic situation does not permit. The people have to finish their education and they have to settle down there. They must make economically, they must become economically capable to grow a family. So it takes longer time. So now the average marriage age starts after 25, and in developed country, where I go to conduct meditation camp, people marry after 40. So marriage age we are pushing forward, and the other danger is because of the food, fast food, overnutrition food, television, internet, magazine, that provokes, everything provokes sex. So, sexual maturity age is is going down, coming at lower age. Before it was happening at 14 or 15. Now girls start menstruation at 12, and it is going down every day. A male also becomes sexually potent at the age of 11. There are many cases. The girl getting pregnant at the age of 12 with a boyfriend of age 11. So the sexual maturity age is declining, coming from 15 to 11 or 10, and marriage age we are pushing forward. It's going 30. Normally in this part of the world, in America and Europe, it's going above 35, 40. So look at the irony. Nobody is ready to face the facts, except Osho. Nobody cares about these things. The simple answer is that you should remain celibate till you get married. You should control your urge. You will be married at the age of 30 and you become potent at the age of 12. So 18 years is a long time, and the society teachers, every religion, every religious teacher will tell you nobody is in favor of pre-marriage sex. No religion is in favor of pre-marriage sex. So they say that you should control celibacy, a very honorable word, celibacy, in every religion. Remain celibate. But giving advice, the master who give advice, lot of teachers who claim that they are celibate, the gurus, the Khomenis, the popes, the fathers, the priests, they themselves are not celibate. They find it difficult, but they preach celibacy. So hypocrisy starts from here. The main hypocrisy in this world is sexual hypocrisy. Roots of all hypocrisy is sexual hypocrisy. And in the root of sexual hypocrisy is the fact that we consider sex something dirty. Something which should not be discussed, at least in meditation hall. You can discuss among intimate friends, but not in meditation hall. So there is the root cause of all hypocrisy. We have leveled something which is natural as a sin. Sex is a natural thing, and we'll have leveled it in all religion, irrespective of Hinduism, Christianity, Islam, no religion. All religion on this matter has a unity. They fight on all other matters, but in this matter, in all other matters, they are ready to cut the head of other religious person. But in this matter, they all agree that celibacy is divine, and marriage, sex without marriage is a sin. So we are all sinners. They make the whole world sinner. So everybody has a guilt now. Everybody is guilty. In the whole world, everybody feels guilty because it has been injected in our blood that sex is a sin, and even thinking about anything romantic, about anybody except your own wife, and nobody is romantic about his own wife. So religion has declared all of us sinner, पापी. हम सब लोग को पापी इकट्ठा डिक्लेयर कर दिया था. Look at the crime the religion or the preacher has done on us. Look at the crime. And nobody dare to speak. Nobody is ready to face the facts. The people are sexually most potent at the age of 18. They can have multiple orgasms. But when they get married, their sex is declining. So they cannot enjoy it to the maximum because their energy is fading away. And there are other psychological problems. When there was marriage at the age of 14 or early marriage, people don't have much fantasy. Whoever girl or whoever male is given to them as a husband or wife, they were satisfied because it was from very childhood they are married, so intimacy was there, a very intimate relationship it was there because they didn't have time to imagine something else. Before the imagination and fantasy comes into the mind, you have already opportunity to enjoy sex and release your sexual energy. So there was no need of fantasy. Now the marriage age is pushed up 30 and you get potent at 12. So 18 years what you do? I ask this question. Yes, one thing is sure, masturbation, that everybody does. That is universal. Nobody wants to talk about it. You know? But whole universe is doing that. Male and female both. But nobody wants to accept it and nobody wants to talk it. Every parent thinks that my son and my daughter is pure. Whole other world is doing it, not my children. They are purest, they are incarnation of purity. So when the parents realize it, and when the children are doing it, they also have a guilt in their mind that they are doing something they should not do. And with masturbation, so much unscientific fact is attached that if you masturbate, you become impotent, or there will be many physical and mental disease. You become weak because 40 days of meal makes few drops of semen, and if you release that semen, so all these types of this non-scientific, unscientific, medically wrong things has been injected. So everybody wants, every parent wants that their children should be celibate, every teacher wants that their students should be celibate. In my school, my teacher, every teacher accept that we should be celibate, and they were preaching celibacy, but most of the teachers were homosexuals. And there were many cases of child abuse. So we live in a very pseudo world. Whole world is hypocrite. That makes us hypocrite. The one also I found only teacher who dared to speak the truth. And for that he has to pay a very heavy price. Because he was saying truth, he was condemned in his own country and also condemned worldwide. Not only condemned, there are many attempts of murder, and ultimately he was murdered at the age of 48, expelled from the most democratic country, America, who's supposed to be a very liberal country. They could not also tolerate Osho, they expelled him. And 21 other countries expelled him, where he tried to settle down and make his stay. The 21 other countries also expelled him. So look at, in 21st century, we cannot say truth, and no nation, no society is ready to hear or accept the facts. Do you realize? Do you realize? That's why there is a great suppression of sex in almost everybody, because they are not given freedom at the time when their energy was at the peak, at the age 18 years of age. They were not given freedom to free mixing, so they are almost all people are suppressed. Even if they get married, they marry at the time of 30 or 40. Or they may divorce every 3 years, and like they are doing in a Western country, they may marry several times, but that is not going to help, because suppression was in the childhood. It was in your psyche. So even after 30, you may change 24 wife or 500 girlfriend. That's not going to help, because suppression happened at the age when you were between 14 to 30, and it has been very deeply recorded in your subconscious. It's very difficult to get rid of that. That's why even a 90-year person, when they die, at the time of death, the last thought is of sex, almost 99%. Even if they are 90 years, that doesn't make any difference. The last thought of is of sex. That's why in next life, they are born again soon. And because the last thought was sex, so from the very childhood, that thoughts manifest, so they become over-sexual. So this is the result of something unnatural we want to force upon the society. So now there is a two alternative. Either bring down the marriage age to sexual maturity age, as it was happening naturally in every society, in every country. Still it happens in the village, uneducated village, Adivashi, some maybe in some undeveloped region of Africa and Asia. It is still happened in the villages that people get married, but it is illegal. Now, if somebody report to the police, the parent may have to go to jail, because it is illegal to get married before 21 or 18. So look, this is the root cause of suppression. That's why Tantra is a very juicy word. You write down any book, just get the title Tantra. You will sell in good number. No? Any group, there's a lot of Osho sannyasi. Now their profession is, in the West, when I go, I say, oh, Tantra touch, Tantra breathing, Tantra food, Tantra music, Tantra celebration. Anything you just book Tantra, people are ready to come and ready to pay any amount of money, because of the suppressed mind. So you understand, do you all understand the root cause of problem? Where is the problem? I think you understand. The problem is because we want to do something unnatural, which is physiologically not possible, medically not possible. We want to impose something. So there is a hypocrisy in every society. There is child abuse, there is homosexuality, there is lesbian, there is prostitution. All these disease prevails around the world. The striptease, naked dance, no? This ugly thing. People just drop their pant and you pay $100 to see that. It's an ugly thing. It's a very ugly thing, no? I was in New York and in a theater, very old and rich lady were coming up, all ladies. I was surprised and asked my friend, he said that there is a male striptease show. No? The male, they become naked. So only rich women, and they can afford, they pay a very heavy price to just see it. So I told you about problem. I don't know whether you understand the problem or not. No? The body is based on chemistry. The body does not read Quran. It does not read Bible. Right? Your mind reads the Bible. No? Gita, Bible, Dhampada, your mind reads. Body does not read. It functions on chemicals, on hormones. And when there is a hormonal attack, or when there is a hormonal influence, your wisdom is completely hijacked. Your mind is hijacked by hormones, because hormones are more powerful than your mind. So you lose wisdom. No? After that, wisdom comes back. No? So this is the root cause of problem. But no nation, no religion, no guru, no society is ready to accept it. So we are forced to live in a Hippocratic culture, in a Hippocratic society. We are forced. Except Osho, no master dared to talk about this thing. So the Tantra was a science, very advanced science, to transform the basic energy, sexual energy, into meditation, into celebration. The real meaning of Tantra is one which gives you freedom from tama. Tama means who gives freedom from darkness, who leads you to light. That is the meaning of Tantra. Tam se jo tran de, wo Tantra. Jo andhakar se mukti de, wo Tantra. One who releases you from darkness. And Tantra also means the techniques, methodology, by which you can become tamso ma jyotirgamaya. There is a very good slok in Sanskrit. It means, lead me from darkness to the light. It is a prayer. Lead me from darkness to the light. Mrityu ma amrit gamaya. Lead me from death to the eternal life. Asto ma sadgamaya. And lead me from untruth to the truth. So Tantra were designed for this, to lead you from darkness to the light. But unfortunately, it has become a very good title to sell things. Now Tantra cosmetics. Yes. Tantra t-shirt. Underpant could be understood, not and they are very expensive also. You have asked how far it can benefit mankind. Yes, if it is utilized for which it was designed, to make people free from this sex. If rightly used, people can become free from the darkness to the light. It was designed for that. And it can still help if it is used in original form as it was designed. But nowadays, Tantra means freedom, Tantra means license for indulgence. This subject is very vast. If I go speak for hours, I will not be able to cover still the whole aspect of this question. So I go for it.